Going on, family? Back on here with the Juke Man. And before I start off with anything, I want to make sure I'm issuing prayers for Damar Hamlin. If you guys don't know what happened, Monday Night Football, Damar Hamlin got struck. He was making the tackle on T. Higgins. It looked like a very normal play, and he just ended up collapsing on the field. Had to get CPR on the field, man. If you don't know what's going on with that situation, it's just crazy to see. Me being a football player and me growing up on football, I've never seen that before. And just knowing somebody needed CPR to be brought back to life on the football field. For people that don't watch football, that might be something that turns them away from football, and people that love football puts it in perspective of how dangerous of a game that we play or that we watch. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows about that. Let's continue to pray for Damar Hamlin. He is still in critical condition at the moment, but still praying for him, man. And it looks like there's some positive signs, so hopefully, hope for the best. But I need to make sure that I was going to address that before anything. But today, we're going to be talking about a very touchy subject, which I could be leaving off for the offseason, but honestly, I want to start bringing it up now and seeing what you guys think. Can we bring back Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley next year? We're going to talk about that before we dive in, man. Subscribe down below. Road to 1K is still active, man. I'm going to be doing a giveaway once we hit 500, so quickly at the 500, man, we can get that giveaway rolling, and it will include me going on YouTube Live, man. So I've been waiting to do YouTube Live for a minute, but we want to make sure we hit those goals before we do so. And also, make sure you like this video, comment down below what you guys think about the topic, and let's get straight into it. So Sunday morning, before the Giants were set to play against the Colts, before we even won the game to announce that we're going to be into the playoffs, once we won the game, winning in, we did so. Before any of that happened, man, Ian Rappaport went on the morning, and he said that the Giants will be looking to extend 2 contracts to Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. This has been a topic for a while. Even some people don't feel like we're going to sign Saquon Barkley. Some people never thought we were even going to sign Daniel Jones. Me going into this year, I didn't think Daniel Jones would be on this team next year. I'll be honest. I just felt like they didn't have enough of a rapport with one another. I didn't think Daniel Jones had enough tools to work with to try to get that contract. And let's be honest, we didn't expect ourselves to be in the playoffs. And I think us being in the playoffs totally switched everything. And I thought Saquon Barkley had a chance of coming back, but I definitely didn't think Daniel Jones did. Nothing against Daniel Jones himself. It's just 1 year with a new regime, 3rd offensive head coach, 3rd head coach in general. It was going to be a tough task for him. But, he stood with all, man. And it looks like the Giants are going to look to extend some contracts towards him. But can the Giants really make this work? I want to know what your guys' opinion on this is. And the reason why I'm talking about this is obviously money makes the world go round. The Giants heading into the next season has the 4th highest cap space heading into the new year. One of the biggest tasks that Joe Schoen had to deal with when he first inherited this team, man, was the cap space. Money was tied to so many different players. We were actually in the negative for a while. That's why you had to see guys like Bradbury have to get cut, and also other decisions that had to factor into getting us safe in the cap space realm. You saw restructures like Leonard Williams. You saw restructures like Blake Martinez, even though he guys ended up getting cut. Those type of moves needed to be made just for us to stay afloat. So going into the season, and at our standpoint right now, $3 million cap space is all that Joe Schoen had to work with. Going into next season, once again, 4th highest odds, is projected to be around $50 million, and that can move once you cut a guy like Galladay, once you can make some other moves going around. That cap space can only go up. Reason why I say $50 million is good. Don't get me wrong. It's very good cap space, 4th highest in the league. But with Daniel Jones pending, what type of deal is Daniel Jones going to sign? When you look at the market for quarterbacks, man, you got someone out there in Dallas making north of $40 million. You have Lamar Jackson holding out, or not even holding out, but obviously pushing for a contract that he deserves, almost close to $50 million. Deshaun Watson almost got $50 million. So those type of deals, and meanwhile, the Giants have $50 million in cap space in general. So looking at it, what type of deal can get Daniel Jones' contract done? For me, I'm hoping $30 million. I was hoping for 25, but when you compare it to other quarterbacks, man, at the end of the day, yes, Daniel Jones doesn't have the stats as other quarterbacks, and I feel like that's definitely an argument that he can use against them. But if you're going to pay a quarterback, the quarterback ends up getting paid more often than not. He's not going to take a $25 million deal. His agent would be dumb. He would be dumb. And playing in New York, handling everything he's been able to handle, and once again, playing on the field with guys that are practice squad, wide receivers, and this whole narrative, which is true. It is true. And he's been able to succeed with that. You have to give him his dues, pay him his dues, and knowing what he can bring you if you bring on other guys to the team that can kind of help him, you got to pay him, man. And I think it's going to end up being north of $30 million, man. But what does this really get me to? Can they bring back Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley, during the bye week, they were already trying to address startup contract negotiations, which I think Saquon Barkley obviously had a career year. Had a career year, not in terms of receptions, but he definitely had a career high in rushing yards, and obviously this added game is going to help that boost that total as well. But he's came back, and he's looked better than ever, and I think a lot of people don't want to sign running backs. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments, man. Should we bring back Saquon Barkley? I don't think at this point it's a debate for Daniel Jones. I think we have to, just knowing that obviously we're a playoff team. We're not going to be high enough to draft a quarterback that's ready right now. And also the free agent market. Is Derek Carr a lot better than Daniel Jones? You guys can let me know. I personally don't think so. I don't think Garoppolo moves the needle on it either. So I think Daniel Jones has to come back. But Saquon Barkley is a variable because some people don't want to sign running backs. Just reading out the deal right now, Christian McCaffrey ended up signing off a 4-year, $64 million contract, man. He was getting paid $16 million a year. And we look at the Giants, man, and once again, project this cap space, right? We have 50 right now. I'm not going to say we're cutting Golladay, even though I'm 99% sure we will. I'm not going to say we're cutting Golladay. 50 million cap space, 35 million for Daniel Jones, approximately. What does that leave us with? About 15 mil. If Saquon Barkley wants to deal like Christian McCaffrey, we're already going to be in the negative. Just on re-signing 2 players, not going out and getting any other player. There's a lot of ways to manipulate the cap. I am not a GM, so I can't sit here and tell you a lot of different ways too. But all I'm telling you is those 2 players commanding that big of cap space on the team, man. Can we win like that? Can we win with bringing on a franchise quarterback and also a franchise running back? So when you look at these other teams, Patrick Mahomes does not have a franchise running back. Josh Allen does not have a franchise running back. All these teams that have a running back that is getting paid very well, when you look at like Alvin Kamara, when you look at, I think Nick Chubb is coming up soon, but Saquon Barkley, obviously he would be one. All these other different running backs, a lot of running backs don't end up getting paid. Le'Veon Bell going to New York, that didn't work out. You know, when you look at those type of things, man, it's just, is it worth taking the gamble on? And what do I think the Giants will do? Personally, this is what I think they should do. Franchise tagging Saquon Barkley. I hate it because franchise tags do not mend a relationship. It doesn't make things better in terms of, obviously, he wants that security. You're not giving him that security. You're saying, hey, you know, come back for 1 year and, you know, do it again. And if you do it again, you'll get a contract. And some people you see, they continue to franchise tag running backs until they're pretty much on their last legs and cut ties. You know, Derrick Henry was franchise tagged and then he reached an agreement. But once again, Derrick Henry's out of a quarterback. Tannehill's not going to be there next year. So all these scenarios where running backs are getting paid, man, the team doesn't necessarily do well. So I just want to know what you guys think, man. I think franchise tagging Saquon is the way, because what would it be? Obviously, franchise tag is pretty much grabbing the top 5 at that position, getting paid the most, averaging that out, and that's what they get paid. So a franchise tag going into next season is looking like around $9 million. And when you look at a quarterback, we cannot franchise Daniel Jones. There's only one franchise tag. You franchise tag Daniel Jones, he's getting paid around $45 million. I don't think the Giants can do that. I don't think that's on the table. I'm looking at a 2-3 year deal for Daniel Jones and maybe, you know, obviously $30 million, maybe $35 million. That's just what a quarterback goes for. People are going to say that he's not worth it. You can argue every single player that gets paid is not worth that same contract. But at the end of the day, someone got to get paid. You got to overpay for your guys, and I think we have to do it. But Saquon Barkley, man, I think the franchise tag is the way, and I'm kind of scared for what it's going to mean for the relationship for the Giants and Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has been loyal to the soil, man, and he's handled New York. So I think franchise tagging Saquon's on the table, man. I just hope that somehow, some way they make it work, man. If a contract's on the table for around 10 mil, 11 mil, 12 mil, then I think they have to do it. But that difference of making him the highest paid running back in the league, you can look at other teams, man, paying your running back the most money that any running back is making doesn't necessarily make you win. You see Alvin Kamara in New Orleans, that is a mess, and is looking to continue to be a mess. So going into the offseason, you know, I have full trust in what Joe Shane is planning on doing, but I want you guys to let me know, man. Can we bring both of them back? Y'all let me know down in the comments, man. And it's going to be intriguing, but for now, we're focusing on the playoffs, but I just want to start starting that up a little bit, and let's see what you guys think, man. Be sure to comment down below, subscribe down below. Road to 1K is still active, man. Trying to hit 500, but 1K is the goal, man. Like this video. We're trying to push this content out there, and if you haven't seen my other Giants videos, man, I got more coming your way, and also more to my left right here, man. Catch you guys on the next one. Go Big Blue. What's going on, family? Back on here with the Juke, man. And calling all the Daniel Jones haters. Pull up to this video. Watch this video real quick. The New York Yankees lose the series. They get swept back in the third quarter. The third quarter was really when we started to make our moves. Then DeMar, banger.
Make sure you subscribe to the Juke.